7:54, 40 years ago. I can't believe, because I remember the first Earth Day. It was 40 years ago, my friends, and I was on the radio somewhere talking about it. Well, on the radio every Friday at 7 is MSU professor Dr. Kirk Heinze, and he hosts Greening of the Great Lakes. Dr. Heinze, good morning to you.
Good morning, Paul W. A pleasure to be on the show.
Well, it's our pleasure to have you here. I should have said ni hao, which is hello or hi or something similar to that here in China. And you brought along a guest, Ryan Vartoogian, who received the Michigan State University Distinguished Young Alumni Award during MSU's Grand Awards ceremony back in 2008. He is along board and apparently the developer of your new webpage. So I'll say hi to Ryan Vartoogian as well. Ryan, hi.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Tell us about what's going on here, Dr. Heinze, on this Earth Day.
Well, Paul W., we like to say on Greening of the Great Lakes that every day is Earth Day, but there are so many things going on in Michigan, not only today, but right through the weekend. We talked to Mayor Walling up in Flint yesterday, for example, and they're doing a major science fair at the Mott Community College. Up in Rochester, there's a major Earth Day fair going on today. Up in Lansing. So activities all over the state of Michigan commemorating the 40th anniversary of Earth Day.
Now, Ann was telling me down the line that there's something about this new webpage and that, Ryan, you are a big part of that.
That's right. We at Spartan Internet are really trying to be advocates of environmental responsibility and projects that we're working on, and to be a part of Greening of the Great Lakes is really an opportunity for us to demonstrate not only a commitment to the environment, but also to provide an amazing tool to exchange information about this really dynamic, ever-changing field, and to be able to have that be a two-way conversation.
Both of you help us on this one. I happen to believe that we do have to be good stewards of this planet Earth, that what we do does affect our environment and our lives and future lives. I don't go as far to the other side as some do, but I don't go as far to the opposite side of those who say we can't do anything, it doesn't matter because the Earth is the Earth, and what the Earth does, we just watched with the volcanic eruption, how it can cause its own problems, and so let's live and let live and all of that. How do those of us who are kind of in the middle, who realize we have to be responsible, but not at the point of ruining society as we know it, or capitalism, or whatever, how do we work on this together?
Well, Paul W., I think you nailed it. I mean, there's so much that we can do, regardless of where people are on climate change and that entire debate. Just around our households and our businesses, we can do things to conserve energy in a responsible way. Things that not only are good for the environment, but frankly are good and make economic sense as well. So I think it's this interface between what's good for the environment and what's good for business that's really driving a lot of the green movement now, despite some of the more controversial issues that you just mentioned.
Well, I think if we work together, and with programs like MSU's and Professor Dr. Kirk Heinze's Greening of the Great Lakes, and work of people like you, Ryan Vartoogian, with education and with working together, we're going to get to where we need to be, where we are doing meaningful things that help the environment, but don't become some kind of a cult-like following or another religion. I actually had an email, I'm not using it now, but a story that a guy came out with saying that Earth Day was like now the high holy day for some environmentalists, which, it's important, yes, but we really have to be careful to keep things in line. We don't want to go too far either direction.
Well, yeah, I think that's absolutely true, Paul W. And, maybe Earth Day is sort of a cult day for some, but what's been interesting over 40 years is that Earth Day has become part of the culture, and even mainstream governments, businesses, etc., find ways to celebrate Earth Day that are not cultish, but make good economic sense. And I think you've nailed it. Without the economic driver, without the ability to make a few bucks doing the right thing for the environment, this thing isn't going anywhere. But I think we've turned the corner on that.
And what's interesting, guys, before I let you go, Ryan Vartoogian and Dr. Kirk Heinze, host of WJR's Greening of the Great Lakes every Friday at 7, is right now I'm in the heart of an area where they've been as polluted as any place could be on the face of the planet. But in the few years I've been coming here, I've seen a massive cleanup that's happened right here in Beijing, China. I mean massive, and it's made a world of difference. And they may very well be, as they strive to be world leaders in everything, they may be world leaders in cleaning up the environment.
You know, we were talking about that actually earlier this morning. China wants to lead the world in green technology, and the reason they want to do that is because it makes good economic sense for them. And you mentioned the China wave a little bit earlier, but you know, if we're not up there competing with these technologies and becoming a leader in our own right, then other countries around the world, like China, are going to do it for us. And we don't want that to happen.
Nope, you're absolutely right about that. Keep up the good work. Happy Earth Day, guys.
Thanks, Paul W.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan Vartoogian, and of course, host of WJR's Greening of the Great Lakes, MSU professor, Dr. Kirk Heinze.
This Greening of the Great Lakes vodcast is produced by Michigan State University and News Talk 760 WJR for MLive.com.